Do you want to hear my best idea ever?
I'd love to.
I came up with it with Brian Urlacher and Chase Rice yesterday.
Okay.
And they're on board. They like it, and I think you'd be on board. We got to find the right city to do it in. So I asked Brian Urlacher, ex-Bears linebacker, Hall of Famer, crazy. I said, "What do you miss most about professional sports?" And Chase played football over at UNC as well. I said, "What do you guys miss most about professional sports?" And their answer, and I'm curious, like, what do you miss most about sports?
You're asking me now?
Yeah. You played college football.
I did not. But the thing that I think honestly, the fun thing that you miss the most, I think it's the same as amateur sports people and professionals, because I've hung out with ex-professionals, and you kind of see this, is that even though they're the higher level, the thing that's the same is camaraderie. Like hanging out with the guys.
The locker room.
And that's the most fun, whether you're 17 or 30. It's the hanging out, busting balls, bonding over things that suck, two-a-days, shitty practices, watching film, getting made fun of by your coach in the film. Like that happens at every level. Mm-hmm. And even when you don't make it to the pros, like you still have, I still have friends from high school, and we still will talk about, remember that fucking thing? And then the pros just talk about it, for longer. They work up to the highest level. That's what I think.
That's my business pitch.
Which is?
A locker room. We create a locker room. You create a locker room. In a city, you create a locker room. And it's got a gym. You got an equipment guy that meets you right when you walk in the door. He's out of shape. He's shorter than everyone. Maybe he's got a lisp. He's like, "What's up, Tommy? How you doing?" You're like, "Hey, Zach." And he's like, "Hey, got your locker ready for you? Doc's got you on Zofran." So you got a doc, you got the whole locker room. You recreate the whole thing. You got a strength coach, you got conditioning coaches, you got a real coach who's like a therapist.
But you have a missing ingredient that's tough to manufacture.
Black dudes.
They're tough to get, but also, whether you're amateur or pro, you have a unified goal, right? So if you go, this is the locker room, you have all this shit, people just show up. It could be like 24-hour fitness, where you're just like, I'm here to work out.
Yeah.
You need a unified goal.
Yeah.
That's what's going to help drive the bond.
Okay. I love this. See, this is what I love is when you take an idea to someone and they help you figure out how to make it better, right?
Yeah.
Where they don't just go, "Well, it's stupid. Why wouldn't I just go to a gym?" And you're like, "No, that's not about the gym."
Right.
It's about the hang, and it's about Saturday morning showing up. Like we don't even call it the locker room. Maybe we call it the facility, right? You show up at the facility and you have laundry done there. Everyone wears the same shit to work out. You have a gym, you have a strength coach, you have conditioning. Everyone shows up. Maybe locker room hours are like 6 to 10 every morning during the weekdays. And on Saturdays, everyone shows up at the same time, and you have a goal. Maybe your goals are on Sundays. But I love that camaraderie. No one's got a name. Everyone's got a number. You walk in, they're like, "What's up, 44?" And you're like, "How you doing?" So it's almost like Fight Club. You go out into the city and you're out to dinner with your family. One guy in the locker room walks by and you're like, 22. He's like, "What's up, 44?" And your wife's like, "What the fuck was that?" And you're like, "Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it.
But
no, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
It would be a fun approach to, it's for guys that loved busting balls, loved the energy of high school locker rooms, that don't technically want to go to a Equinox or a Crunch, don't want to get a trainer. No.
But then
go ahead.
Here's the other thing.
Shoot.
How do you gotta? So the thing about the sports thing is that everyone wants to be there because they want to play that sport, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of deal with who shows up. But if someone's just showing up, like, how do you filter out?
I like this.
People you don't want there.
You're right. What you're saying is right, because you do have to have a goal that filters people out. You have to have a physical goal, because the one thing I noticed when I did the bench press against the Bustin' with the Boys is that having a goal in mind, meaning if I knew that if I did every exercise the perfect way, no matter if I failed at it or succeeded at it, if I did it perfectly, And failure was even better because if I could only get 275 3 times, I still went for all 6 because I knew that those extra 3 were the thing that were going to get me there. And I never phoned it in. And I said, if I just do the hardest work, then I'll achieve that goal. And when I watch those guys do bench press, like Jason Kelsey and Taylor and Will, what's so funny, Tom, is their bench press was close gripped because that's where they push from. And I was they never worked out to look good. They worked out to be able to throw bigger men off them.
Right.
So if you have that goal in mind as a team, I think it creates it. You're right. That creates the camaraderie. That creates the hard work. That creates the busting balls of like bust your ass a little harder and high tide raises all the boats. But what is that thing? And then maybe this is a franchise where locker rooms play other locker rooms. Maybe we're creating mini sports teams.
Yeah, you got to create some ultimate competition because you go to the locker room to get ready for the thing.
Yeah,
so you got to have something. It's got to be. And if you're getting like middle-aged dudes, you don't want it to be violent or like super explosive.
It could be like those kids in Miami. I envy those football teams in Miami. Those all young black kids where they go around. They're like, what watch you wearing? And they're all wearing Apple Watches. Have you seen that?
No.
They're all wearing Apple Watches.
Uh-huh.
They're like, is it charged? And like, nah.
They just have them on?
They all have on Apple Watches. It's all about the fit. They do fit checks. And then my favorite one ever. Oh, they're not even high school. They're like 8 years old.
Oh, they're little kids.
They're little kids.
Shit.
And they're like, the best one is
that kid that like dresses people down? Like, look at this old motherfucker. Like that kid on the
I tried to get him to 2 Bears 5K.
Yeah. That kid was hilarious.
He's hilarious. He's like, I got obsessed with it because he's like, oh, who's your celebrity crush? And everyone says Lotto. And they're like, why you like Lotto? And they're like, Slim Thick. And he's like, what you know about that Slim Thick? He's like 7 years old, 8 years old.
7, yeah. He's like saying, what you know about
What you know about that Slim Thick? Look at this. Old ass looking boy.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave.